A very good Wednesday morning and a happy hump day to everyone out there across the Wobbles community and beyond. Landon here with you to bring you your weather forecast, courtesy of On Target. Getting a look out here, folks. We got a cold front that's approaching here out of the north and west. Going to be keeping eyes on this as we work into this evening and into the overnight. Might bring a few no-worry flurries to the region, but we are going to have a reinforcing jolt of colder air coming in behind that cold front. It's going to be setting its sights down here around our vicinity and passing through here as we work throughout the day. You will note we do have clear skies for the most part, it would appear, but we do have a low-lying stratus deck that is currently set up across the region. We can see that overlooking the Barren River Lake Sky Camp. Proclaim broadcasting camera down there. You can see the lights reflecting off of that low-level cloud deck out there. And it's worth taking note of. Looking over the WRUS Sky Cam in Russellville, got a little bit of haze out there. Might have had a little bit of fog developing out there early this morning. That is worth taking note of, folks, because we have got temperatures that are well below freezing. Any of the roadways that remain wet throughout the overnight will have slick spots on them early this morning, so please be aware of that as you're heading in on the early morning commute. Let's jump over here and let's talk about it. Readings all the way down, located anywhere between the low and mid 20s region-wide. We're going to be very cold to start off today. We should be reaching up to around either side of the 40-degree mark for highs. Then we're going to have that cold front that's going to pass through here, bring a reinforcing jolt of colder air. We're going to have a bit of a possible wintry winter weather shenanigans making a return here as we work late into our Thursday and on into our Friday. So let's jump right in, get a look at the big picture regarding that. Here is our setup. We got this big old area of high pressure that's cemented itself right over top of our head early this morning. And then we're going to work throughout the day. That area of high pressure is going to attempt to slide off to the east. That's going to open up the door for this cold front to move south and east across the region. We got Canadian high pressure building in this cold front that's going to slide through here. Looks to be moisture deprived, but with that being said, we might catch a few no-worry flurries working its way through here as that cold front passes throughout the overnight. Here we are working into our Thursday evening, rolling into our Friday morning. We've got question marks regarding this system, folks. Models are not in agreement, but here's the setup, and this is what's going to make it very interesting. We got another Gulf Coast low, similar to the event that we just had. It's going to be picking up moisture and drawing it northward out of the Gulf up here into the Tennessee and lower Ohio valleys. Combine that with a war going on between our air masses with colder air trying to work in out of the north, warmer air coming in here out of the south. We're going to kind of be right in the battle zone where you see that black star located, signifying the Wobbles region here in the great Commonwealth of Kentucky. So now that you can see the overall setup, let's get into the intricate details of exactly what's going to be unfolding and taking shape. Going to be dry as a bone throughout today. We should have some breaks of sunshine, hopefully, by the time we work into this afternoon, after we get the fog and whatever stratus deck is out there this morning. You will note as we work into the overnight, we've got this reflectivity that bows right up across southern Illinois and southern Indiana over here near and along and just north of the Ohio River. Not expecting anything down here, but we might catch a few glimpses with just enough saturation for a few no-worry flurries to be flying throughout the overnight. By the time we wake up early tomorrow morning, the cold front's going to work south and east of the region. You can see that 540 freeze line kind of dancing and bisecting east to west right across the Commonwealth, all right? That's riding right along roughly just north of the Western Kentucky Parkways. And then we're going to work into our Thursday night into our Friday morning, and this is what we're going to need to keep close eyes on. Here comes the moisture out of the south that we were just discussing. It's going to be pulling northward. We're in the battle zone with that colder air trying to work in out of the north. And you can see where those two things meet, we get the discrepancy here amongst the model guidance where we begin to see this shift over to these scattered little bursts of light to moderate snow that develop during the pre-dawn hours of our Friday morning. This is going to be worth keeping eyes on. We're going to be a battle zone in the temperature department, but we might have a few slick spots to deal with early Friday morning before we scamper above freezing rather quickly here as we finish out the work week. Here's our question mark regarding that system, all right? So take a look here. We're rolling into our Thursday evening, and we got temperatures that are sitting above freezing, right around 33 or 34 degrees, and they kind of stay there. Kind of similar to our last event. They're waffling on either side of the freezing mark at just a degree or two above freezing, and it would appear that as the scattered wintry mix or even light snow showers work up into our vicinity, by the time that we work into the early morning hours of our Friday, this southerly wind component is trying to trap us right above the freezing threshold. This is best case scenario, folks. We hope that the temperatures stay up so we don't have any travel impacts, but it's worth keeping close eyes on. We're going to be watching this like a hawk, especially these temperature profiles rolling into the pre-dawn hours of our Friday morning, as we could get a little bit of slick travel out of this if this timing lines up just right along with our precipitation chances. Whatever does fall on the ground will quickly be eradicated by the time we roll into lunchtime on Friday. We're going to be up to around the 40-degree threshold, all right? So now let's talk about, after we get past this little weather maker, what is next and what is in store for us. Well, we got some other blips of weather makers right here on the horizon. We work throughout the weekend. We get this northwesterly wind component. We get these little clipper systems that are trying to dive in here out of the north and west. Folks, clipper systems this far out got numerous question marks rolling into the Sunday and Monday and Tuesday time frame of next week. Intricate details still yet to be ironed out, but we'll be watching it closely, with the opportunity at a few little blips of wintry weather not out of the question with these meandering clipper systems. As you can see here, rolling into Sunday night into Monday, could be quite the pain for forecasting protocols. We progress on into the Tuesday and Wednesday time frame of next week. Got a few other weather makers right around the Great Lakes. We'll see if that stays north of the region. If it does so, we won't have too much activity to worry about. But with that being said, we got these troughs that continue to build back in here. Take a look here as we roll into December 11th and 12th. Monster area of high pressure, big trough diving down out of the Great Lakes. We're definitely not finished with this early taste of winter. That is a promise, with the opportunity of numerous little weather makers here over the horizon here over the next week or 2 weeks that we'll need to be keeping close eyes on. Climate Prediction Centers painting nicely below average temperatures that are forecast here over the next 6 to 10 days, bringing more proof that we're going to need to be paying very close attention to this here over the upcoming days. All right, want to jump over here real quick and talk about the latest. This is a percent chance of roughly a dusting of snowfall Thursday night into Friday morning. You can see, folks, our chances are not overly confident, right around 20 to 30% probability of getting anything on the ground whatsoever. Chances are not high, but regardless, for safety protocols and traveling concerns, the morning commute, we'll be watching this very closely Thursday night into the Friday morning time frame. Full 6-day weather forecast. Patchy freezing fog out there this morning, folks. Be aware. Have your precautionary measures in check on your morning commute. Could be a few slick spots out there. Cloud cover should break up with some breaks of sunshine by this afternoon. Highs on either side of the 40-degree mark. We roll into our Thursday behind the passing front. Highs are going to be trapped between the low and mid-30s. Thursday night into Friday morning, we get that little low-pressure low working across the Gulf. Opportunity at some light snow showers with some slick travel. Saturday looks nice, partly sunny but chilly with highs in the mid-40s. And then mid-40s on Sunday, lower 40s on Monday with that next little clipper system we'll be keeping very close eyes on. Friends, it's going to wrap up your Wednesday morning hump day edition of your Weather or Not forecast, presented by our friends at On Target. You all take care of yourselves and each other.